Time to test the audio. I always do this just to make sure that everything is working and nothing is glitching out. Alright, I can hear myself. Let's begin. Greetings everyone, my name is Atterville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. This is the 40th livestream, where I'll cover a combination of primarily viewer submitted levels and levels that I find online. If you want one of your levels to be covered, please leave us ID in the live chat, but make sure not to submit more than 2 levels at a time, as I want to cover levels made by other level designers. If you choose to submit more, I'll push the other levels off to a different schedule, or reschedule them. Feel free to submit levels made by either you or someone you like or you found interesting. I'll begin with this stage, Fossile Man, Mega Man Supercharged, by Mega Man Supercharged aka Cowleb, with 10 plays and a score of -1. So welcome to the stream Cowleb, Leonardo, Lipatio, Eduardo, YouTube, Lee, and all the lurkers. And add your level, Lipatio. I'm first going to cover the levels I wasn't able to get to during the last stream. I'm probably going to be streaming for 90 minutes now. No slime. I'd rather go through this as base, to be honest. I don't think any of these levels in Supercharged deserve a negative score. None of them have felt that egregiously bad. Tomorrow I'll be playing Rockman CX and Mega Man Ultra FF time. And during Sunday evening, I may also resume my Let's Play of Forager. I will eventually put the first episode up on YouTube, don't worry. I don't think I'll split it off into 2 episodes, to be honest, but we'll see. Glad to hear that. If you end up playing Mega Man 11, I suggest still playing on normal mode first. Forager is fun. Kind of a slower paced, chill game, but I'm fine with those. I played for about 80 to 90 minutes during the first stream, and I will edit it down to, well, maybe not edit it down, but edit it into 2 episodes, but we'll see. I think I'll continue it on Sunday evening, and I will start my new Let's Play next week, probably. This week I finally finished my Let's Play of Bugs Must Die. So far it seems to have a nice difficulty curve. Newcomer is the second easiest one, right? Ouch. Should have just used a weapon. Or this. I see. Newcomer isn't that bad of an option. Alright, I'll add the level to the queue once I'm done with this stage. I said this before, but I'll say it again. Mega Man 11 was a great return to form for the classic series. Although most of the teams in Mega Man 11 feel kind of forgettable, to be honest. I don't know why, but it feels like it. Do I need that following me? Guess I'll find out now. Nope, I don't, but I may miss a secret. Oh. Well, I do need them. I can't cheese the section like that. Only problem is when this can happen. I'll just try riding on top of the top one. That'll make my life a bit easier. There we go. Perfect. I hope at least. Watches end up dying anyway, somehow. Like that, I thought it would spawn in, but it got stuck in the train. Doing this on my base is kind of a pain, to be honest. As Mega, though... See the problem? Off the dashboards. Apparently the treble boost cannot spawn in like that. That was my bad for not reacting fast enough. Welcome to the stream, Jaden. Glad you could make it. Perfect. I only need one of those rolling drills, to be honest, not all of them. I could do the same thing with Mega, to be honest. Kind of choosing a challenge, but still rather difficult. Well, more difficult than you'd think. Oh, that reminds me, are you alright, Jaden? You and your family, and your neighborhood? Did you buy it on sale or regular price? Fun stage, more difficult than the rest of the Supercharged series. That's probably why I got a negative score. Still a neat execution of the idea. So I guess a thumbs up. Second up is Sybil Flash Pyramid by Sybil, with 48 plays and a score of 15. A much older stage, to be quite honest. Oh, regular price. Honestly, when you say regular price, do you mean $30 or $40? I don't recall the exact price of the game. If you buy it on discount, I don't blame you for being curious. Oh, I love doing this. Much better games. I know both of the Spark the Electric Jester games are essentially homages to their classic counterparts. Spark 1 being a homage to the 2D Sonic titles, the Genesis trilogy, and other games in the genre like Sparkster or Rocket Knight Adventures. Spark the Electric Jester 2 about the 3D games. Easy peasy. Happy late birthday. Oh, by the way, here's my level queue. It was okay. When it was first released, I can see why it would get such a positive score. Turn up is Losing the Powers at the Radioactive Base, Easy, Normal or Hard by Lipatio, with 42 plays and a score of 10. I'll try out all 3 modes if I have the time. I would say to go to either Clockman or Diamond Woman. We have quite a few weather stages already. I may do a Let's Play Spark in the future when the games go on sale, but we'll see. Welcome, Mystery and Galaxy Man. Also, I took a look at Mega's website and new features. Sadly, it's not applicable to me because it only supports the adding levels on Twitch, not YouTube. So, H, A, and E. Easy, average, and hard. Let's do hard mode, why not? First hard. Then I'll try out the other modes and see how different they are. Whoops, instant failure. I need to shoot those blocks before. Okay, I see. I misread it. I need to be real careful with my shots so I don't lose the Mega Buster. Oh, rats. Oh, I see. I was looking for the block in the middle. Kinda wish there was a checkpoint over here first. Oh. And there's no checkpoint either. You know what, I'm gonna do normal mode first. Well, I'll give hard mode one more go, then I'll do normal mode. When I thought hard, I didn't think it would be this hard. I apparently did a charge a bit too high. Yeah, using the box. For a future revision of the stage, I suggest once you enter here, please put the checkpoint over here. We don't need to re-go through the character select screen every single time. How are you supposed... Oh, you have to use charge shots here too. Again, I didn't expect to have death beams this soon into the stage. Probably... If I die here, I'm gonna use the normal mode. If it's already this difficult, I'm worried how more difficult the rest of it is gonna be. Not much time. Serious? Okay, I'm just doing normal. This is not working well for me. And the challenges for normal mode are completely different too, I guess. Well, what happens now? Am I stuck? Yeah, I am. Now I'm soft-locked if I hit any one of those. Sheesh, this stage is really punishing if it has that. Honestly, I think you should just put a top block in front of it so players don't get hard-locked like this. Even for normal mode, this is very punishing. You know what, let me see what easy mode is. Seriously, the stage's main gimmick is all these weapon blocks? I mean weapon removers? How do I get this key then? It'll probably still harm you because you're underwater. I'll give it one more go and just move on normally. Yeah, I don't think this is possible to get this way. Or you could just do it that way. Well, I got that key now. I just need to get the other key. Yeah, it's needed. There. That first key is disproportionately harder to get. To be quite honest, even easy is not really easy. Everything feels like it's one step above, or half a step above. This is normal easy. Next one is normal hard, the other one is hard, I guess. The issue is the weapon removers. I'll probably just try normal mode a few times, then I'll move on to the next stage. Again, another stage that's inaccurately labeled in terms of difficulty, so it colors our expectations. It's all due to the weapon removers, I'll say. If those didn't exist, these challenges would be a lot less hair-raising. Because in a way they're even worse than instant death because there's a possibility of hard-locking yourself. Well, not hard-locking, but soft-locking yourself, forcing you to restart the stage from the very beginning. There's the end. As I said, I'll give normal mode one more go, and then I'll move on to Jetox level. I suggest putting some weapon blocks of the particular weapon you may have a chance of losing. That way, if you bump up against it and it's just before the checkpoint, you can't get soft lock and forced to restart the stage from the very beginning. This should apply to all three difficulties. Yeah, it's Kaizo in that sense. Easy is fine outside of the soft-locking issue. Interesting, yes, but the potential of soft-locks bring down this level for me. And the lack of a first checkpoint after you choose your difficulty. Well, Diet Kaizo, maybe. And it's not one of the soft locks you can recover from. This is not recoverable. Unless you somehow manage to clip right through the terrain. See? just before the checkpoint. Put a wall of top-spin blocks there. That's basically it. Wall it every time there's a chance players can go past the section while missing the weapon. But I'm starting to sound like a broken record. No, I haven't, but I watched Rome's Let's Play of it. This jump is harder than it looks. I'm just using the level editor. To be quite honest, I have to give this stage a thumbs down. That's one of my huge gripes of any stage, soft locks like these that are so easy to accidentally do. That pretty much destroys a lot of the design for me. And the title is kind of off too. It should be labeled more like normal, hard, and very hard. I wouldn't say the Shovel Knight's brutal though. Well, if you're referring to that. If you're referring to the level, yeah. Yeah, the way to fix it would be put a checkpoint at the start of every one of those sections when you make the difficulty option, because you don't need to repeatedly make the difficulty selection. And every time just before a checkpoint, add those weapon blocks so the prospective weapon you can potentially lose. There, prevents that issue. See, I like the idea of losing weapons as a punishment, but it's just execution which is far from the best. The later stages of Shovel Knight can be a bit more difficult. More than a bit more. Did you purchase some of the mana and health upgrades? Maybe not a lot of checkpoints. The main thing that makes me annoyed with this stage is soft locking. It's one of my pet peeves of Mega Man stages, or stages in general. Unless you're trying to make a troll level, but that's not what you're trying to do anyways. So that's easy, this is normal. So let's see how this stage would have worked. Jump over this, go over here, topspin off of this, use topspin over here, make sure not to hit these. Then force beams, get through here. Be careful of the Fan Fiend and Ben K's. Quickly go down over here. Get the bubble wrap. Honestly, that one jump is the more annoying part because of how tight it actually is. You mean after the second half? The 8 Knights of No Quarter are fine, I'd say, but I understand once you reach the castle stages where it starts to falter. I do like how they have a lot of post-game support. And this leads to the end. And last but not least, the hard mode. Where I was not even able to make it past the first section. Checkpoint is here, good. Oh. Another one of my pet peeves, trying to squeeze in these one blocks. Jumping down from here to here is much harder than from here to here. Especially you have to wait for the Yoko blocks. Frankly, hard mode kinda suffers from an inconsistent difficulty curve. Game? Okay. I like Propeller Knight stage. It's more difficult than usual, but I don't mind it. I thought it was fun. Fun but difficult. Yeah, this is hard to very hard, I'd say. Probably up there with Diet Kaizo to Kaizo, depending on your skill level. And there's the end. If you're playing this stage for the first time, just do easy mode until it's fixed. Then you can do normal mode and hold off from hard mode unless you're a skilled Mega Man player. I'll mark this stage as completed, although I only did 1/3 of it, really. Forward up is Mega Saga Matrix by Genox74 with 4 plays and a score of 1. This, if I recall correctly, is the final stage currently in the Mega Saga. Freedom Planet's also awesome. Freedom Planet more heavily takes from the Sonic series, or platformers in general. It's actually a nice alternative. It's another nice alternative homage to the Genesis and Saturn platformers. An alternative take compared to Spark the Electric Jester. Shovel Knight is more of a take on the NES platformers like Mega Man. Frankly, Shovel Knight seems to... You would think first that Shovel Knight would take more inspiration from the Nintendo games, but really takes more inspiration from the Capcom games, mainly Mega Man. Essentially, Shovel Knight's more from the NES era. Freedom Planet and Spark the Electric Jester are from the Genesis and Saturn era. I love having access to the Magma Bazooka like this. Such a wonderful weapon to use. I think I broke the sound effect. There it is. For a first... Oh, that's laggy. For a first-time player, the other Mega Man games can be a bit difficult, especially 1 and 2, and 3. But when you play several times, they're not too bad. And the second NES trilogy is certainly easier than the first half, although that's primarily due to better level design. Yeah, SMB3, Mega Man, Castlevania, and DuckTales. Mainly NES games, popular ones. Triple Blade is going to be fun to use as well. There are only a few areas of difficulty spikes in the Mega Man series. Some infamous examples are Quickman stage, one of the Fortress levels, and one of the Dog Robot stages. "2D Souls-like ARPG." When you say 2D, do you mean top-down or side-scrolling? Welcome to Stream Panda, glad you can make it. On that note, Jaden, have you heard of the game Salt and Sanctuary? It's a 2D Soulsborne title, side-scrolling, and very difficult. It has a very interesting atmosphere as well. I see. Maybe not insta-kill, but very damaging. Insta-kill attacks I feel in many scenarios are a bit too cheap. Oh, that's good to hear. I suggest using that as an inspiration. There are ways to make bosses harder, and then there are ways to make bosses hard but fair. You usually want to focus more on the latter. I see why they say it's called the Matrix, but honestly, due to the background, it feels more like I'm in a space station. If only he had Sheepman's background in the engine, that'd rectify this problem. Or Slash Man, especially if you're doing it Buster only. Right Man at least you can control, based off his HP values. You don't have the luxury with Slash Man. Get used to hearing the charge sound. This team is We Are the Robots from Mega Man 9. This is a Y Stage 2 team. Now it sounds like Base has a phone call. Indeed, Lily. Oh, lag. We basically already have space physics in form of water physics. Here we go again. Laggy Astro Crush. It even lags the pause menu. I guess due to the use of all these illusion blocks. It's over. Feel free to submit levels, Mega Man. As there are no other levels on the queue other than Lipatio stage, I'll cover a few stages from the most popular queue first. Same Jaden, when I get around to that. Fifth up is Geothermal Plant by MirrorKirby, with 38 plays and a score of 14. The Tengu Blade would be awesome, agreed. And it looks like this is going to be one of the longer stages. It's not going to just be a one and done stage, quick and easy. Speaking of Mega Man and Base, nice aesthetics. Wish we had the dive mets. They'd be a good addition. Does this stage have alternate pathways? It looks to be. Matrix bullet time. But this time the boss has bullet time. I wonder where the two pathways are going to link up with each other. So far, this is my favorite stage of this episode. And right now I feel like it's one of the better stages in the most popular queue. I said this before and I'll say it again. Most of the levels in the most popular queue are there because of their titles, because of a quick gimmick, or it's because their author is recognized or more popular. Most of the stages don't feel like they deserve to be on the most popular page. They just feel too low quality. So this is where the pathways link up with each other. I always like when stages have these alternate routes. I essentially took the underwater route. That's the above water one. You know what, actually, let me cover one or two more stages from the most popular queue, then I'll cover some levels that were shared on the official Mega Man Maker forums. It's been a while since I last picked a level from there. And they tend to be on the higher quality spectrum compared to the levels on the most popular queue. I know, I just wanted to play fair for a bit. I'd say this is a decent stage. Decent aesthetics, decent level design. Oh wait, that's Lipatio. That's for later, sorry. Congrats on reaching the most popular queue, by the way. Next up is Steal the Gem by SpeedBreak, with 49 plays and a score of 11. What I'm saying is that most levels in the most popular queue usually tend to not have that much substance. Only a few levels have managed to avoid this. Guess we're trying to break into a bank or something. Rain is pretty strong here. When I say pretty strong, I mean extremely strong. Only one security guard there? Well, this makes more sense, but it's only Spark Man. Official weakness? I can't think of it on the top. I can't think of one off the top of my head so far. Perhaps some of the weaknesses in Mega Man 3, some of them felt quite odd. For instance, Shadow Man being weak to the top spin. Oh no. Actually, that wasn't that bad. You could just take the upper route. There should have been one more illusion up there. Kind of a dangerous arena. I interpret it as the blaze cutting through the wires. So I will play through the level during the end of the stream, probably. After all, I'm going to save the best for last, or what's seemingly better. After I'm done with this stage, I'll take a short pause and get some levels from the Mega Man Maker official forums. There's the gem, or in this case, the Jewel Satellite. That makes less sense than the Shadow Blade weakness strength, honestly, Lily. Why would the Hard Knuckle defeat Tops? I wouldn't think that punching the Tops would damage them. I never thought of Top Man as being fragile either. Now we have to escape from this building. Now we have higher security lasers. Instead of green, we have yellow. And we're out again. Rain isn't as strong now. You know, eventually I will do a classic game stream where I cover some of the games I played during my childhood. And eventually during the anniversary of this channel, I will cover the first ever game I covered on this channel in an LP format. And we're out of here. The gem has been stolen from the bank. Alright, I'll be right back in a moment. Don't worry, I'll be right back in a minute. Alright, I'm back. For the oddest weakness orders, I would say Mega Man 3, 5, and perhaps 8 are good candidates in the mainline series. I'm not counting the world titles. I grabbed 4 stages from the Mega Man Maker official forums, so let's go through them. Then I'll go through Lipatio stage. They should hopefully not be that difficult. 7th up is Dark Wave version 2 by D-Man, with 20 plays and a score of 5. I have a different favorite weapon per game. Metal Blade was definitely my favorite weapon in Mega Man 2, although, as you said, it was way overpowered. Gotcha, Cowleb. In some games, the difference between my favorite weapon and the rest of the weapons is a lot more contained. There's a lot less variation. For example, Mega Man 4 is a good example. Nice aesthetics here. Ooh, clever way of hiding that. Triple Blade, not for my favorite weapon in Mega Man 10 is the Nitro Cutter, or Wheel Cutter I mean. See you later, Mr. Lily. Please join me for tomorrow's Sunday stream, where I'll cover Rockman CX. I don't trust myself with these jumps, so... glad to give me the option for that. This is to replicate the bubble section for Wave Man stage, to be honest. If I recall correctly, yeah, it definitely replaces it, but instead uses the Cosmic platforms and Jar platforms to substitute the bubbles, while still adding in its own challenges with the gyres and the nearby spikes. Already a lot more difficult than the original stage, but more enjoyable to be honest. Wave Man stage in Mega Man 5 was rather forgettable. This, however, the opposite. And it uses a lot of the main... wow, okay, missed that. Hope I didn't miss a secret. And it still uses a lot of the same gimmicks from the original stage, the ones that exist in the engine, those being the Techions. I guess the battle against Bubble Man's coming. Who else would replace Wave Man? Stage isn't over yet, he was just a mini-boss. I guess we're now moving on to the outside section of the level. Yep. As a way to replace the wave bike section. The rain is a good enough substitute, I'd say. Good, the rain's going the opposite direction now. And the rain is actually quite strong. Unless I jump over the screen, whoa, that could have gotten really bad. Let me out of here. More of them. Taking hits like nobody's business. This was a scary section. Oh. This is not good at all. Sorry for all the flashing. There's no way... Well, I could have done it normally, but it was too risky, to be honest. Challenging but fair stage. That was my bad, by the way. I just wish I had the charge shot. Oh, there's a ladder to the right, too. Oh. These jumps. Stage is accelerating in difficulty a bit faster than I expected. It is still kind of gradual, but... Kinda feels like Mega Man 5 hard mode. Mega Man 5 was on the easy side, a bit too easy, but... I would say that this tones it up a bit too much. Or overtunes the difficulty. The stage is fun nonetheless, but I won't recommend it unless you're a more skilled Mega Man player. Maybe not expert, but somewhere between average and expert. I would have expected the stage to end before the last section, but this was a nice climax. A stormy climax, to be fair. I would rate this as being my favorite or honorable mention this episode. I'll have to decide that later. Of course he's immune against that. This is a hard but fair stage, one of the harder levels in this episode. Not as hard as the patio stage, but difficult. Hitting him with his weakness is harder than it looks, unless you sneak in over here. I suggest rather just using the Mega Buster. Eight Up is Pit of 100 Trials 1 to 40 by Wither Snow, with 23 plays and a score of 1. So the first 40 trials. I wonder how long this is gonna take. If this takes as long as I think it will, I'll just go directly to the Lipatio stage and do Crystallium Cave next week. Yeah, I think I'll do Crystallium Cave next week. On second thoughts, I'll be right back in a moment. And we're back, sorry about that. That level is actually nearly 200 screens long, and due to a loading glitch, it crashed the game. I'll be saving that for another stream. So 8 up is Blast Chambers by Hijikata99, with 48 plays and a score of 5. I believe Hijikata is an alternate account of Gravitrax. After this stage, I'll do Lipatio stage, then Cowleb's, then I'll close off the stream. This stage focuses on the Grenade Man assets. You mean... oh. Should have held right there. Don't you mean the opposite, Jedok? Roku-chan came out... Roku-chan came out a lot... Roku-chan came out several years before Mega Man 11 was even announced. Oh no, Crash Man? Let's try this again, I'm too low on health. Wait a minute, there's probably a secret to the left. Because that looks very suspicious, the slide pad out of there. Yep, I was right. And I died anyways because you have to hug the right side of the wall. Would have liked a better indication of that, to be honest. There we go. At last we got our E-Tank after 4 deaths. Now let's fight Crash Man using this. Well, at least it takes critical damage from it. But I need to really make sure that it doesn't the Crash Bombs don't reach... Not the Crash Bombs, but the Fire Mets don't reach there. Trying to juggle keeping Crash Man's Crash Bombs away while destroying the Fire Mets and kicking the ball harder than it looks. Despite it being called blast chambers, this is more grenade chambers. Yes, we go down then. Again, you have to hold left or right immediately when you're falling. Where is the checkpoint? Well, I probably hit it already. Well, at least you get more space here. I need more space and... okay, checkpoint is right here, that's fine. I would have had more lives if getting it was a bit less awkward. Remember, there needs to be better indications when you're falling. Well, I guess it's better if it's an optional location, but still, I don't like the nasty surprise of falling to the pit like that. Well, I could use an E-Tank, but I wanted to save them. Well, I have 2 of them, so might as well just use it now. If I can defeat Crash Man, it becomes a lot easier. That's it, E-Tank time. It's a bit awkward to angle it while dodging all those attacks. And these fire meds seem to be fit to not drop any life pickups. Now we get it, one. Thank you. One down, one left to go. I don't really like this battle against Crash Man. Well, you can manipulate him, but it becomes monotonous. Seriously... Well, at least I'm getting a lot of Mega Ball energy. Okay, at last. I don't really like this sort of battle. It gets too monotonous. Thank you for giving me the tanks though, I had to expend all of them. Please rework it with an actual ceiling, to be honest. I don't mind Napalm Man, but all the jumping Crashman does just makes the battle annoying. I hope we're getting near the end. We are. Grenade Man and probably someone else. Honestly, this was easier than the second boss battle. Perhaps about the same difficulty as the first boss battle, but that's due to the choice of using Crash Man more than anything else. I would give it a thumbs up, but because of how annoying the second battle is, I'm hesitant in giving it, sadly. If it's reworked, I would give it. Ninth up is Wizard Man Black Magic Temple Normal Hard by Lipatio, with 24 plays and a score of 11. I forgot to turn off one of the sound effects in the background. Essentially what happened was an ad played on the browser. I thought I closed the tab, but guess not. Well, that's good to know. I will have to return back over here though. Nah, that was actually an advertisement for a product. When I was searching for something during one of the be right back moments, I forgot to close a tab. And of course, an ad decided to load up with that sort of ad. You know, some of those Flash ads? Well, right now they're JavaScript ads. The annoying ones that play sounds. Oh, I see the trick. Now we can shunt them off into the abyss. Or the sky, I mean. But you get the idea. Perfect, now it's blocked. Welcome to Stream XD, Go, glad you can make it. You know, I haven't seen this gimmick being used like this in this form, where you can despawn them like that, where you're deliberately forced to despawn them. Oh no. I wish I could do that to the ring rings. I mean whoppers. They're the most annoying of the trio. Bye Galaxy Man, glad you can make it. Please join me tomorrow for Rockman CX. Switch? Well, I think I soft-locked my... well, I got myself stuck there, so back over here. I was hoping I can undo it, but I see the problem. Now I can push the button, because when I pushed the button over there with the block on it, it got stuck. Oh. Got it backwards. Definitely a lot easier than Shaman Man. And the Radioactive Base stage. This feels like it has a much better difficulty curve too. I could also just damage boost, to be honest. We'll see about that, Lipatio. Thank you for spawning in time, Yokus. I see, clever. And that's how we can get across. But I have to be careful here because I don't have as much time. Nice way of introducing its gimmick. Mega Man CX has its issues, I've heard, but we'll get into that when we get into that. Remember, I'm gonna play the game mostly blind. Just a bit too off to the right. Not far enough. From what I've heard, CX has some level design issues, and issues with conveyance. Too late. There, that's what I wanted to do. I can do this, pass there, and use this here. Which you can now use to put it here. And I'm getting hurt anyways. That was a close one. I got the order mixed up. Yeah, Cheat Man is one example, but there are other ones. It's certainly a technical marvel, but it wasn't designed by a competent level designer, I'd say. Well, I need that. This is gonna be a bit awkward. As you can see, because the block doesn't reach, but I needed to cross there. I'm gonna have to hit it twice at the right angle. Now, of course, this time it decided to work. I guess... See, this time it's not working. It has to be on the corner for some well, I know the reason, physics. Yeah, just at once. And this time. Yeah, funky physics. They can be non-instant death spikes. They work. Now in order to proceed there, I need to get the 3 keys. At least 3 of them. Each corresponding to a different challenge, I guess. and me failing it immediately. Well, I was hoping I didn't have to use it, but looks like it's the case. Oh, wait a minute. That's gonna be a bit tight. See, I need to do a slide jump off the edge. You know, just using item 2 here is faster. See, you don't get much time for this. I need to have it revved up earlier, or I need to spawn it elsewhere. Mistimed. I'd rather not have to use the gravity bomb all this time. Well, black hole bomb, but you get it. Also the wall spikes. This is certainly getting harder. And stiff. I was holding left. To be fair, the engine is not as misbehaving as it was in the morning. Because, remember, I have to be very careful with the square spikes. Again, if this was a ROM hack or the Mega Man engine, I could trust the engine and do it consistently. Here I cannot trust it. It's burned me way too many times. The problem here is you need quite a bit of timing to even make it. See, if I could initiate it a bit closer... See, if I could do it while in mid-jump it'd be better, but I can't. Sudden difficulty spike. Well, not very... somewhat sudden difficulty spike. I'm gonna give it 2 more tries and I'll just use the level editor. This is not fun. If I had 1 more second or block of time, I could have done this. Again, it's the amount of precision involved. If I could task this, I could do this. Okay. And it of course is too high. That's what makes it even more frustrating. Because I have to do it at one or 2 frames before I jump onto the spring, otherwise it will not have enough time. Yeah, it's turned into a Kaizo stage, essentially. One more attempt, and I'm just opening up the level editor. Frankly, this one screen destroyed most of my fun at this stage. I would label this level as being hard, honestly. This section is not normal hard. Most players will not be able to pull this off. What I would suggest is to remove the top block on the wall on the left. That way players can spawn it here, and then they'll have more time to actually get over there. Okay, now it worked. But you can see the problem here, it's very inconsistent to do it properly. I was just thinking of using the level editor. Please patch that and make that easier. I did it, but that didn't feel fun at all. It just felt like repeating the same motions over and over. It's more a Kaizo level or task challenge, almost on task levels. I have to do a slide jump, but that Techion's in the way. I'll just wait over here. There. And I do need to keep all the keys, otherwise I can't unlock the final passageway. This section was so much easier than Item 2 section, by a massive amount. It feels like they're in two different stages. Which is one of my criticisms for the stage in general. The massive difficulty spike on the left. Please ease it up. Otherwise you have a very inconsistent difficulty curve. And most players will just exit out of the stage there. Makes me kinda surprised why this stage got such a positive score, because stages with these sorts of difficulty spikes tend to get downvoted. Yeah, I know. So a small labyrinth. No biggie. So mini labyrinth for this entire labyrinth. Also much more easy than the first one. I keep harping on it because it was such a big roadblock for this kind of stage, which before the flow of the stage felt much better. But that one roadblock just destroyed my fun and really interrupted it. And now we're back to the beginning of the stage, or near it. Now we can enter the clear water portion. crystal clear water. Oh goody, a slow one. And it spikes too. Where's Skullberry where you need it? That's why I'm always wary of these sections. The ROM hack look. It's one of the situations where I wish I had rewinds or save states. Because it's just a waiting game, and that's not and below it's ice physics too. Mega Man Maker ice physics, so a single tap can send you rushing right into the spikes. Even more frustrating. I said this before, I much prefer the ice physics of the Cossacks. No, not these. These are just way too fast and can send you easily careening into a bed of spikes. What I suggest is to break up this giant ring platform, break it up into smaller chunks, so players don't have to wait as long. Because the waiting game isn't really fun, it's just waiting for stuff to happen, and there's no enemies to fight either. Hold right and hope I don't die. Please put a check mark nearby. I don't want to have to wait for another 30 seconds. Oh, I wrote this part of the stage from earlier. I like having glimpses of future parts of stages from previous parts. It adds a sense of progression. I spent almost 30 minutes on this stage probably, because that timer is running slower. Welp, I waited too long. I know what I need to do here. I need to set those afire and latch onto there. Whoa. Well, I'm dead. I missed the shot because I was paying too much attention to the crusher. Not fast enough. I got kinda stuck there. You know, I'll have to save your level for next week, Cowleb. It's getting late here. This'll be the final level I'll cover. I didn't think this stage would take that long. If only that one roadblock didn't exist, I could cover your stage. I know, I'm really griping because that's the worst part of this stage. The rest of the stage is much better. Yeah, I noticed it. I'm ranting because it really takes down the stage from being a decent entry to a okay entry. There. How close am I to the end, by the way? Oh, again, I thought that was one of the situations where I thought that part of the background is actually the foreground. I went absent-minded for a moment and fell. Last section, thank you. See ya, Jedok. Hope to see you tomorrow. Didn't quite make it. My tiredness is now bringing down my quality. Or competence. For a moment there, I thought this was not actually a solid platform. This is ever at the end of this difficult stage. I would definitely label it as being normal hard once that one section is fixed. As it stands right now, it's hard. I'm gonna make one last statement on that. The rest of the stage is fine. Harder than usual, but fine. If you rework that section, remove that part of the ceiling. So by defeating him, I got mirror, spell. So essentially the shine. If that one section is reworked, I'd give this stage a thumbs up. As it stands right now, it just felt a bit too frustrating. And that felt way too much a roadblock for flow. So I'm sorry. I won't downvote it, but I won't upvote it. So this was a fun selection of stages for tonight's stream. My favorite stage would probably be Dark Wave version 2, although that was much more difficult than I expected. A much better take on Waveman's stage. Too bad we don't have Waveman at the end. So for tomorrow's stream at 11:30 AM PDT, I will be covering Rockman CX and if I have enough time, Mega Man Ultra. Well then, thank you all for watching and I hope to see you all tomorrow. Toodles!